Hi friends, Anna here. So I grew up in the ELCA and I'm obviously still here, so I never really had a faith crisis like so many people experience. But like a good Lutheran, I never really had a close, touchy-feely, Jesus is my homeboy relationship with God either. I mean, if I see a praise band, I am out. I always kept God at more of a formal arm's length distance in my life, which means that I will put my desire to control everything over my faith. But then Ben and I decided to start our family. And you know the quote, we make plans and God laughs? It can apply to many situations in life. Looking at you, coronavirus. But having a kid has been for me a deep dive immersion in learning how to let go of control, trust God's timeline, and let his presence into my life. I've had to confront so many fears along the way. Fear of not being able to get pregnant, fear of miscarriage, fear of not having enough money to afford a baby, fear of not being able to balance my business and work with being a mother. Through the whole process and journey, I have just been so desperate for faith and to trust God, to trust my body, trust my baby, trust that God has us both. And so every step of the way through the ups and downs, it's kind of funny because my fears were replaced one at a time with trust over and over again. We did end up losing our first pregnancy, which was the hardest thing I've ever had to go through. But through literally living through my greatest fear, I learned that it's safe to fall apart and to receive support. Then when we got pregnant again, one of my biggest stresses was having enough money. But God showed up over and over through things like the unexpected generosity of a casual friend who gifted us a car seat, to Ben's company policy that gave him 8 weeks of paternity leave so he could be at home to support me and be there for Thomas's first couple months. And then the exact month that I wanted to start going back to work, an affordable co-working place with childcare opened up in the next neighborhood over. So I started seeing these small miracles everywhere, right when I was going to hit a breaking point or right when I was freaking out the most. God showed up, and this taught me and is teaching me how to trust. And it's not like God is going to protect us from experiencing challenges or even facing our biggest fears. But when strength isn't enough, I learned that I don't have to handle everything on my own. I don't have to have control over the situation. Now, I understand when people say that faith is a practice, because it really is, literally every single day, making the choice to give over my fears to God and trust that he is going to meet me halfway and support me. And then having the courage to see and receive the support that he is placing in my life, however it shows up, instead of feeling like I have to have everything under control and all together on my own. So I know the challenges of motherhood are only just beginning as Thomas grows up and becomes more and more of an independent little person, and I have to release him into the scary world. But I am learning that I can trust God, and I'm going to keep practicing.